So who's your favorite person to work with at Blanchard and Calhoun?
You. Of course, it's you and Jamie. Always, it's you and Jamie.
Now you have to pick one.
Oh, all right.
Hi, I'm sitting here with Andrea Bowles. She is our West Augusta Sales Manager and Relocation Director. Andrea, if you could tell us a little bit about your role here at Blanchard and Calhoun.
Anybody who knows me knows I have a lot of hats, which is what I like because I'm pretty ADD with my energy level, so I like to be involved in a lot. But as far as main roles, a lot of transaction management, a lot of agent development. I love that part of it. I'm very fortunate to have a job that I really do love the parts of what I do. So I love to learn and I love to help educate others. And on the relocation side, we've got just a great network with a ton of really great benefits for our agents and our consumers. So I've been involved in that for a long time. So it's a passion of mine as well.
Yeah, now you've been in real estate for a long time. Can you tell us how you got started in real estate?
Actually 20 years this year, 20 years.
Awesome.
Well, I was a public relations major at Georgia, and go Dogs. I love Georgia football. But I did public relations for corporations for the first 10 years, and absolutely loved that and loved a lot of it. But I got to the point with my kids where I was tired of paying the before school and after school care, so I wanted to find something that I could use some of my skills with that would allow me to have a little bit of more control of my time. I know that real estate is not a flexible job per se, but it does allow you to pick and choose a little bit of those things. So that was what I decided to do 20 years ago.
Tell me a little bit about your family, what you like to do outside of real estate.
All right, I love to travel. I love to read, I love to travel. I've got two adult daughters. I've got a nurse and a teacher. I could be neither one of those things, so I have a lot of pride in the fact that they are, and they've got great hearts for giving back. My husband has been at Savannah River site for 33 years. We live in North Augusta, love it over there. But we have got one daughter in town, one daughter out of town, so it's good to get together with family when we can. But we enjoy being home as well. We're big homebodies.
Yeah. Now you recently built a house in North Augusta. How was that experience?
It was actually pretty simple. I mean, for us, I'm a control freak about a lot of aspects of my life, but that wasn't one of them. I did not need to have an opinion about a lot of things. I had certain things that I wanted, and certain things had to be just one way. But other than that, I had a great builder. Really no issues at all. I've heard people who had nightmare experiences, but what I've learned over the years, especially in real estate, is you have to understand the 85% perfect house. So nothing's going to be 100%. You can build it from a custom perspective, and you move in and you wish you'd have done something different. So you've got to be able to look at that, I think, from whether it's new construction or existing. It's never going to be perfect, and you're just wearing yourself out trying to make it so.
Yeah, that was a fun time. You and I were building, I think, at the same time.
You and Darcy and I.
Yeah. So how did COVID play into your build?
We really got lucky because the builder that we used, he saw a lot of these things coming. So we ordered all of our materials up front. So that was March of 2020. We broke ground right after that, and so we closed in November. And we really didn't have any overages. We didn't have a lot of those things that a lot of folks have because the builder was so well prepared in getting those things done. So the only thing we had that happened was our stove. We didn't have an oven until we moved in probably the first weekend in November, and we got an oven the day before Thanksgiving. And then our refrigerator, we ordered our refrigerator in April, and it was back ordered until the following April. So we found a scratch and dent, and it keeps things cold, and it's just fun.
So you do a lot to help our agents, new agents, existing agents. So can you explain a little bit about your role there and how you reach out and help the agent?
We all like to do what we like to do. We do a better job if we have a role in our job that we enjoy as well as excel at. It's good for all of us. So I count myself very blessed to get energy from the things I like to do anyway. So I do a lot of one-on-one training with agents. I do a lot of group training. I do a lot of teaching is a passion for me. And I feel like in this industry, real estate, we're learning every single day. So there's nothing more that I like than to watch an agent come in and do really well, Because as I said, 20 years in this business, I know what real estate's done for me and for my family and all of the gifts that it's given me. So for me to be able to help an agent get to a point where they're just starting and then move into a path where their life really does change because of what they do, and not only their life really, but the lives of all the people that they serve. So I get a ton of energy and joy from that.
Tell me 3 phrases that you say constantly, that you say a lot.
I'm working on this. We talked about this. I've been really trying to work on not filling my sentences with the you knows and all of those things. So trying to be really conscious and finishing a sentence without throwing one of those things into it. I know that I say a lot, "Are you kidding me?" Because I feel that in my head and sometimes it just comes out of my mouth. Doug Reese, who was here for years, he used to always say, "What does the contract say?" And I used to hate when I'd hear that, but then I realized in this role how it's really what we all need. So an agent will call and say, "Well, what's going on with this closing date or this extension or whatever?" And I'll say, "Well, what does your contract say?" And when I say it, I hate myself for saying it, but at the same time, it's the most appropriate thing. Something else I say a lot, probably too often. I probably say too often or like. I do my best to not do those things, but I don't know. You tell me. Do you hear me say certain things a lot that just come out of my mouth that I'm not even thinking about?
Oh, check your email. Have you checked your email?
Right, that's another one. We spend a lot of time educating, and we put a lot of information out there, and the only source that we can that's accessible to everybody, which is email. And then a lot of times people act like they have no idea that we provide that service or gave them that hint or that tip or anything else, because the agents are so their days are so crazy that it's like not a priority for them. But I would love to find some sort of magic thing that would cause them to open those emails so we can communicate that way.
Yeah. So if you had to name one thing that you think is the BNC secret sauce, what would it be?
It's a feeling. It really is a feeling. So when I came over here, I think 16, 17 years ago, my mentor, who's still a dear friend today, one of the dearest, I asked the same thing. Why would I come over there when I've got similar companies? It's real estate, right? Because everybody thinks that we all do the same thing the same way, and we really don't. But she said, "I can't really explain it to you, but you'll feel it." And I have felt it every day for 17 years. I think that's the secret sauce, and I think that's one of the hardest things from what we do from a marketing and an education perspective, because anybody can talk about contracts. But when you care enough to reach out to ask how the process is going and making sure that that person feels celebrated and loved through the process, I think the way we make them feel is the secret sauce.
Yeah, and I think you're right. That's something that's hard to explain to somebody. Yes. They have to feel it. So what do you think BNC does to help attract those agents? Because we need to get them here to feel it. So what can we do to...
It's a great question. That's like if we had an answer to that. So obviously we meet with agents. I feel like one of our biggest strengths is when our agents have transactions with other agents and they feel that level of care, because our agents end up being mentors to so many agents that don't have access to the type of training that we have. So our agents are our best recruiting source because they like doing business with our agents. And that ends up saying, I wish I had that support. I wish I had that knowledge. So I think that's part of it. Just an interview is not really adequate to me. I think there's got to be a better way. I know that people have walked out of the interview room with us and they see how we interact, especially when we get out and we take them through the office and we introduce them to people before they're even here. They feel at home. And that really is, I think, one of the biggest differences. We have a lot of agents, but we are more of a boutique-y feel company, and I think our agents feel that way. They never feel like a number. They feel like a contributor and a collaborator, which is how we hope they feel.
Yeah. So who's your favorite person to work with at Blanchard and Calhoun?
You. Of course, it's you and Jamie. Always, it's you and Jamie.
Now you have to pick one.
Oh, all right. So we have been accused of circling the wagon a lot because we all get along so well and care about each other. I love everybody that I work with. I think we have a very unique team. There's certain wins that I want to come to you with, and certain wins I want to talk to Jamie about, and certain wins I'm going to go to TH with, just because of it might have been a something that we've had in common or something we worked on together. But I like nothing more than sharing that with our group.
So I know you are our relocation director. Can you talk a little bit about your role there and what your duties as the relocation director are?
Absolutely. Relocation is all about connecting people. It's connecting people who are moving from out of town into town. So not only connecting them with housing, but connecting them with the area, the environment, the atmosphere, the housing, the favorite dog walking park, that whatever their lifestyle things are, it's all about connection. So from a broker to broker perspective, we're part of this amazing network called Leading RE. You know Leading RE well. And one of my favorite things is to have a referral for wherever it is, and I can call a friend that I've known for years through the network, and I can connect them with an agent that would be similar to an agent that they had here. So the fact that we can take an agent that we know here and know their personality, and I can call somebody that I know really well in another part of the country and say, I need that person in your market. The conversion rates in our network are incredible because of that, because it truly is kind of a friendship. It's really a friend referring a friend, and it's an exciting thing for us to do. But we work a lot on the corporate side as well. So we've got such a diverse economy here that we do a lot of corporate business. We have a lot of military business. We have a lot of broker to broker personal business. But at the end of the day, it's all about connections and just helping people get, whether they're moving from our lifestyle here into something that's going to be a new move for them somewhere else in the country, or whether we're bringing them from somewhere else to here. At the end of the day, it's just another relationship.